Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Jaw Jackin. I am your host, Jerry Guy, coming at you strong, coming hot off the heels of that nerd, Dr. Gerald Ozier's daily cyber threat brief. I hope you got value from that. If you're new here, basically the next 30 minutes is just open forum, chill. You got questions? What certs to get? Where to get training? What's hot? What's not? What's popping? What's not dropping? Ask the questions. If you just want to high five and hang out and talk Simply Cyber community business, we can do that too. Maloney, how do I grab the baton? You've got the baton, Maloney. There's actually no physical baton. It's just it's a construct. Just Maloney, go on to LinkedIn. First of all, share your name in chat so people know where to find your LinkedIn post. But Maloney, go on LinkedIn and post your cyber story. Share how you crushed that job interview and got the job. And then add the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Let me show you. See this right here, Malone? Oh my God, bro. See this right here? Make a post on LinkedIn and use this hashtag. And if you can, tag me at Gerald Ozier PhD and we'll amplify the heck out of it, okay? Coffee was good. So Chris Whitlock's been using Delete Me and loving it. Thanks, Chris Whitlock. I enjoy it too. The new logo is good, guys. Hey, so check it out. Actually, this is a great thing for the Simply Cyber community. Also, I think I saw someone say, hey, Deb Wigley. If you can, say hello to Deb Wigley, Black Hills InfoSec community manager and phenomenal human being, I might add. Always a fan of Deb Wigley. Okay, so check this out. I have a meeting with the graphic designer on Thursday, May 9th to talk through it. Now, you know, it's very kind of apropos that Deb Wigley is in chat right now because I actually had a pretty big thing happen recently. Give me a second. I'm going to pull this up. Now, many of you may know that Simply Cyber has a logo, right? Obviously. Where's my logo? Right, we got this logo right here. I've had this logo for some time, and I was looking to do a refresh, right? Let's refresh all the things and see what happens. And this logo here, is this it? So we had this logo and there's a bunch of other things with it, right? There's like a Jaw Jackin, a daily cyber threat brief. It's all kind of cohesive. Well, when I was talking to the mod team, DJ BSAC, when I was talking to Jason Blanchard, Zach Hill, Deb Wigley, everybody, and I'm going to run a poll in chat right now, but everybody told me that they really like this SC logo. They like it more than this SC logo. Like some people said, I don't even see the SC. People are like, I like this one, Jerry. Okay. So I want to run a poll because I'm going to tell you, I'm having the call with the graphic designer and I'll start the poll, but I'm going to tell you what I was going to have a conversation with him about and get your thoughts on it, right? Old SC or new SC? So I'm going to start this poll. But here's my thing, guys. What I'm thinking about is keeping the old SC, right? But instead of like this gradient blue, going more with this kind of like very clear two-tone so I can have like definitive brand colors for Simply Cyber, right? So it would be this logo, but it would be more of like this color scheme. Let me know what you think. Because I want the color scheme because basically it'll allow us to have the other kind of properties of Simply Cyber, have that same color scheme and make it very clear that it's us. Here, I'll see if I can find the other things. It'll make sense in a second. Oh my gosh. This guy was so good. Where was the... Hold on, where's the... Oh my god. I can't find it right now, of course. Of course. Anyways. Hold on, does this work? I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this live on stream for you guys so you can see the so you can see the actual new graph, like the suite of graphics. Oh, here we go. Yes. Oh, I can't see it right now. Oh my god. Anyways, sorry. I am here to answer any and all cybersecurity questions as well. So if you have cyber questions, please don't be shy. I'm here to help. Oh my god. Well, I can't find it right now, unfortunately, and watching me goof around. Wade is in chats, wading through logs, everybody. Another member of the Black Hills community. Let me show you this. He's got a, there he is right there. This is this guy. What's up, Wade? Hello. He's doing a thing, threat models, landscapes, and profiles. Oh my. You can go to anti-siphontraining.com and get information on that training with him. All right, so looking at the overwhelming votes, we've got 100 plus people voting right now with an overwhelming 80+% liking the old one. So, okay. So I think we're gonna have to go with the old. So I was gonna talk to the graphic designer about that. Thank you for asking, Chris Whitlock. All right, so questions coming in from chat. Know any good YouTube channels for beginners in networking or books to recommend? Trying to help the 22-year-old plumber pivot into cyber. Jazzy Jazz. So for networking, like really, a book is fine, like Net Plus, learning all the Net Plus stuff. But I would recommend like getting your hands dirty. You can use Cisco Packet Tracer. Jazzy Jazz. Jazzy Jazz, I have this. Wait, this is the wrong one. Hold on. Jazzy Jazz, I got this resource right here. Right here. All of this is like networking. If you want to learn networking, I got a million tools right here. Here's a playlist. Here's videos. Here's how to use the videos. Here's Wireshark. Here's Packet Tracer. Go ahead and you can get that by going here. Right. So Jazzy Jazz, if you go here, there you go. All right. Next question coming into chat was, what is my preferred VPN and why? So I like Proton VPN. I like Proton VPN because Proton VPN, they've been reliable. The industry as a whole trusts Proton. They've got servers in multiple places. I don't notice any type of like degradation in bandwidth or speeds when I use it. So, and it's very, they have apps for mobile devices and all that. So I like Proton VPN. Cyber Eddie posted a question earlier. Where's Cyber Eddie's question? Cyber Eddie, can you post it again? Or else I'm going to just have to like chew through here. I'm kind of, Kimberly and Jenny Housley are usually very, like, they're the ones who are typically grabbing the questions and throwing them in mod chat. And I think Kimberly's definitely at RSA, and Jenny Housley, she's just busy right now. I don't know where she is. So what's up? I want to answer. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Jay and Michelle. What if the VPN companies made their own DNS servers to provide DNS to their traffic and just updated by requesting names to Google servers recursively, like a DNS proxy? That certainly would work. That certainly would work. Of course, the VPN companies then would sell your DNS data. Cisco's site is great with Packet Tracer. Yes, Flakinator, 100%. Bruise and Hack says GNS3 is an alternative to Packet Tracer. 100%. And I've never used GNS3, but I've heard BSEC answer questions before on stream. My understanding that I would start with Packet Tracer if you're new and then upgrade to GNS3. Apparently GNS3 is like, more involved, more complicated, but more opportunity to learn, right? There you go. Justin Rower with a hilarious joke with wire shark do wire shark do. What would be the thing for packetry, like wire shark do. Okay. Edwin Blanco, the word Carl from your soundboard, is it from The Walking Dead? We are binge watching The Walking Dead when the main character was yelling at his son. Sounded just like your soundboard. So Edwin Blanco, yes, 100%. The sound effect, that sound effect is from Walking Dead. However, there's two things going on. One, this is the picture we think of when we think of yelling at Carl. Because Carl was doing dumb stuff in season 3 here. Thought he was a complete BA, and in fact, he was actually just introducing risk all over the place. Second of all, this Carl sound effect, that's actually more, that's Rick when Carl gets taken by, or I'm not gonna ruin anything for you, but that's Rick flipping out. Now, the actual Carl, that when we talk about Carl, what we're actually talking about is this guy right here. This is Carl. And basically, I need an avatar when I'm talking about end users. We have to protect and serve our end users. End users are going to make mistakes. This is what my avatar end user is. This is Carl. So when I talk about Carl, this is what I'm talking about. This is a character from the TV show Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which I'm a huge fan of, and it cracks me up to this day. Hopefully that is the full backstory on that. Oscar Navas says, looking for work in cyber, I am torn. My IT background says GRC, but I'm also a techie and tried a CTF and got hooked. So what should an old dude do? Well, so Oscar Navas, I will say the following. It depends. Sounds like you're capable of doing both, so that's a good problem to have. The next thing I would say, Oscar, is that what kind of work-life balance do you want, right? GRC people don't get phone calls at 2 a.m. GRC people can insert themselves into SecOps capabilities, especially, meaning more technical stuff, especially in smaller businesses where they have less people, less headcount, and require, more people to wear more hats, frankly. You can get a good job in GRC or SecOps. I would not say just because you enjoyed a CTF that you would want to do SecOps work. That it's not exactly a one-to-one correlation, but it's really a question for yourself. What's going to fill your cup, Oscar? Me personally, I did GRC my whole career, but I had to do SecOps work at multiple businesses. I'm in the email security platform doing phishing policies and quarantining phishes, and I'm in the EDR management console doing threat hunting and detection tuning. So, and when I say small business, I'm talking about $750 million annual revenue, 1,500 employee company. That's a mid-sized business that doesn't have large infosec staff. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question, Oscar. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I do love Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I thought that was really well done. He's always I love that. He's always pointing to his laser beams for no reason. Have a good one, John P. Casually Joseph's in the hizzy. Leo Nunez, regarding tunnel vision, the VPN vulnerability, I don't consider it a vulnerability. Your traffic is still protected. DNS queries were never protected by VPNs. Exactly. Leo Nunez, nailing it. Can we get this man a prize? Leo Nunez, blue badge, I might add. Good to see you. All right. So Will Reed's in chat. Good to see you, Will Reed. Will Reed, I sent you an email, by the way, the other day. I haven't checked my email today, but I will tell you, I really enjoyed Walking Dead. So here's a bonus tidbits Tuesday. I'm not a big gore horror fan. I don't like that type of stuff, but I do like psychological. I do like intellectual stimulation. And Walking Dead, while there is zombies, we all know that the actual compelling storyline is the human on human action. Have a good one, Oscar Naves. Thanks. Joseph Deher, good to go. We're going to go for 10 more minutes, y'all. Connor says, should someone new to the IT field go into small business or a big one? I mean, again, it depends. I mean, a big business, here's the benefits of both, right? So a big business, you're likely to get a bit more process, a bit more focus, a bit more structure, and a bit more money. A small business, you're going to be thrown into the fire and, have to duct tape and bubble gum stuff, and you're going to learn it a lot. Personally, I guess I like the small business personally because hey, spoiler alert, this is something that you'll never read in a textbook. This is something you'll never read in a textbook, and I guarantee you, people in chat who are hashtag the olds, let me know in chat if you agree with a hashtag preach or if you disagree with Jerry, you're full of crap. One of the landmines that you need to be careful with in your career in cybersecurity is basically getting pigeonholed. What I will tell you is if you go to a large company and they're like, hey, we need you to do this specific thing. We need you to manage the RSA Archer GRC policy instance. That's your job. You're like, okay, I can do that. And then you do it. And you don't get access to anything else because you're doing that one job. Then when you try to pivot away, two things happen. One, they're like, you can't pivot away. They won't say this to you explicitly, but this is what will happen. One, you can't pivot away because you're the only one who knows how to do that. And two, you don't have skills doing anything else because you've only been doing that. So you're less valuable as a resource on the open market. And you will get pigeonholed and you will get screwed and you will be really unhappy, okay? I know people have been passed over for promotions that were way, way deserving because of this reason. And by the way, another, if you find yourself in this situation, one way to break free of it, which is what I have done, but it's a total pain in the... You basically have to, for lack of a better term, agree to continue to do your old job while you take on a new job. That's the only way you're going to break free of it. You make management happy because they don't lose that capability, but you also do yourself a service by getting access to some other skill set and unlocking a skill tree. So be careful. That's a real concern in large businesses. In a small business, you need to do everything. They it's not an option. You've got to do it. Large business, you'll get pigeonholed and you'll get screwed. All right. Ooh, yeah, look at all these people. Stay in your lane. Hashtag preach. You'll become obsolete. Flakinator, all caps, preach. 100%. So this is dude, I got to tell you guys, one of my absolute favorite things of Simply Cyber and my ability to have this platform, and whether it's myself or BSEC or Eric Taylor or whatever, sharing this knowledge, anytime I can share something that you will not learn in a classroom or a textbook, you have to learn it in the field and you have to learn it over years. If I can share those lessons learned with you, it makes my day because I want to save you years of time and just learn. I feel like it's an obligation to share that information with you so you don't have to freaking like be put through the same ringer that some of us went through. All right, MW still waking up. Flakinator, most of the career getting pigeonholed. Another thing, by the way, I mean, so you gotta be careful, right? Like, I know in general, switching jobs every couple years in your early part of your career is going to be very valuable, is from a revenue or compensation perspective, and for a exposure to different concepts and technologies and stuff like that. I'm not saying Casually Joseph needs to quit his job, but so a couple other questions coming in. Oscar Nava's going GRC. Okay. How do I message recruiters or employees without seeming too pushy? Dennis 6, what I like to do is provide value. Instead of going to them with a problem, hey, can you help me? Hey, can you give me an update? Hey, can you do whatever? Be like, for a recruiter, for a recruiter, you might say, hey, I just picked up this other cert, or I just learned this other thing, might make me more valuable. So here's the deal. When you're trying to deliver value to someone or some organization, think about what their problem is, or think about how you can make their life better, right? At the end of the day, we're all humans. So if you can provide value to them that makes their life easier, then they're going to be more, they'll have a different disposition to you, right? So when you say message employees without seeming too pushy, maybe you don't come right off the top rope with, hey, are you hiring? And more like, hey, I saw you work in this capacity, and I see you work in this capacity, and I saw this story or this tool. Even Denise 6 or Dennis 6, maybe even say, hey, I see you work in cyber. I work in cyber too. I go to this daily cyber threat briefing every day. I find it really valuable. I'm just sharing with people in the community. I'm just trying to help out, right? So even something as simple as sharing the daily cyber threat brief it's a value add. They don't have to go, but at least it starts the conversation. And there is this human nature of reciprocity. So give it a shot. Space Tacos switching to mobile. Space Tacos is on the move. All right, so Bolaximus has been in a knock doing junior SOC stuff for the SEC engineers. Okay. Been studying for the CISA, but don't feel knowledgeable yet. I have an interview later for an infosec role. How can I try to sound like How can I try not to sound like a buffoon? So Bolaximus, first of all, couple things. You say I have an interview for an infosec role. That's super generic. So I don't know if you're working at, you're doing SOC stuff, but you're studying for CISA, which is a GRC role, and you're interviewing for an infosec role. So I don't know what kind of job you want or what you're interviewing for. By the way, congratulations on the interview. Next item, remember, have confidence, bro. They are asking you to come in for an interview, so they obviously like what they see. Now, as far as not sounding like a buffoon, kind of get a good night. This is going to sound obvious, but get a good night's sleep, feel comfortable, right? One solid move I would recommend is go through a daily cyber threat brief, like today's, yesterday's, whatever, a recent one, and find one big story, like a big macro story, like the Change Healthcare one, or Google doing the MFA from today, or whatever, right? And read through it, think about it, come up with your own kind of thoughts on it. Just think about it. And at some point during the interview, if you can work it in to into the interview responses, that would be good. They might say hey, what do you think about, they might say oh, hey, end user calls in and reports that they clicked on a fish. What do you do? And you might say, oh, wow, okay, so you might say, wow, well, here's another thing, by the way. This is a pro tip. In interviews, when they give you like scenario-based questions, ask follow-up information. Remember, they're just making the story up right now. They're making the question up. They haven't thought through it themselves. So when you say an end user's called in and reported clicking on a fish, you might say, oh, interesting. Okay, so what email security platform are we using? Is there one in place? Right? That's a reasonable question. So then they're like, yeah, we actually use Exchange Online Protection. Now, you may have never used Exchange Online Protection, right? They could say, yeah, we use Flim Flam, Casually Joseph's homegrown spun email security gateway, right? That's a made up thing. I just made it up. I have no idea. You could say, oh, okay, interesting. Well, one of the first things I would do is call do I have information from the end user to be able to contact them? Yes. Okay. So first I would do is I would contact the end user to get some information on exactly what they clicked, what was the subject line, etc. Then while on the phone with them, I would log into the email security gateway and I would look at that email. I would try to determine if other people had received that email. I might actually, if, say the end user detonated something, I might go look in the EDR. Do we have EDR here? Ask follow-up questions, right? Make them expand on what's going on. Have a good one, Deb Wigley. Always good to see Deb Wigley. Let's give Deb Wigley a special sound effect. All right, Deb, you get a Ric Flair woo. All right. So hopefully that helps you feel a little bit more confident, Blacksmith, but just, get familiar with what's up. All right, so Emmanuel says, been an IT engineer for a long time and trying to be a cyber engineer. Did the Google cert. Cool. Still no jobs. What can be done? So I don't know if you're getting interviews or not, but Emmanuel, keep working. You might want to investigate the Security Plus certification just because that's a big HR gateway blocker cert. Look into that. Network. I'm telling you, there's multiple people in the story right now. There's multiple people in the Simply Cyber community who applied to 500 jobs. Cyber Hamburglar. Is Cyber Hamburglar in chat? He's a perfect example. Just happened. Cyber Hamburglar. Proof. Cyber Hamburglar. It applied to 500 jobs. Got no callbacks, right? Networked. 3 people. And got a job. I can't promise you a job, but I'm telling you, network is literally the most valuable thing you can do for yourself, okay? Also use ChatGPT to make your resume tailored for the job itself. Justin Walker wants to know, what's a security engineer do day to day? I'm SOC, and I'm wondering about next career move. So security engineer, again, you could have a couple things. Typically, an engineer means very technical, hands-on keyboard. A security engineer, when I think security engineer, here's what I think. You're manning, and again, no disrespect to ladies, but you're operating or managing the day-to-day maintenance, care, and feeding of a firewall. You're maintaining the day-to-day care and feeding of a vulnerability scanner or next-gen firewall or an EDR platform, right? So here's a little known fact. I know vendors will make you believe that if you plug their solution into your network, rack and stack, that pixie dust just goes flashing everywhere over your environment and everything's secured now with AI enabled. But dude, the reality is any appliance ever that you put in your environment is going to require a human to manage it and maintain it. There's patching, there's features, there's things aren't working, there's tuning, there's requests that come in because it's breaking something in production. It requires care and feeding, and that's what a security engineer does. They do that maintenance and care and feeding and management in order to make sure that the security tools are delivering on their function. How about this book? Any thoughts? Unveiling the NIST Risk Management Framework, a practical guide to implementing RMF and managing risks in your organization. All right, Augusta Delgado, you've called down the thunder. Let me take a slug of coffee. You're asking me about a book in GRC that has to do with NIST. I'm going to go put on a long sleeve shirt, then roll my sleeves up. Let's go. Small business, I would consider 50 employees or less. All right, let's do this. Let's do this live on stream together. NIST Risk Management Framework, a practical guide. I feel like I should have wrote this. Who wrote this? It's a packed book. Oh, it's Tom Marsland. So Tom Marsland, interesting. Tom Marsland is from VetSec. When did he release this? Look at Jack Scott, our very own Jack Scott, Outpost Gray, did the foreword for this. When was this released? Oh, this was just released a few days ago. Okay. So, I can't speak to this. I will tell you, I know Tom Marsland, the author of this book. Tom's a good guy. So I have high confidence that this is a quality product. Let me see how he broke it out. Okay. This looks pretty good. I like it. He covered cloud in here. He's got use case studies. Fine book. I like it. I will tell you, just as a quick aside, Jack Scott, myself, John Helmus, Kim Wynn, we wrote a book for Pact a couple years ago. We have made so much money for Pact. You'll notice my choice of words there. We've made Pact so much money. Writing a book is definitely not something that makes you money. That's a fact. All right, so I would check that book out. All right. So it looks good. All right, guys, we're gonna shut it down. Working on the Charles Finfrock micro course. I desperately want to make a NIST CSF 2.0 micro course. Got to help Carrie with Cyber 101. Just fun fact you guys may not know, another Tidbits Tuesday. I don't scale very well. So when there's a problem with the Simply Cyber Academy, the email comes to me. So I've got to work through an issue there. Flakinator says book writing's easy, finding a publisher's hard. I don't know, man. I honestly, Flakinator, I respectfully disagree. Just because you can self-publish on Amazon, Pact will publish anyone because it's literally straight cash homie for Pact. Straight cash homie. I won't get too into the details, but basically Pact takes 80%, right? Roughly 80% of sales, right? So, and when I did the work with Pact, we had to do our own marketing. All they did was put it in the store, and make a book cover for it. Yeah, I like No Starch Press. I think they're cool. All right. Guys, David Spark in the house. I don't know what. Oh, publishing hiccup. There it is. Hey, David Spark. All right, guys. Let's call it. It's been good. A lot of fun. We had to execute the DR plan with the stories this morning. But let me know in chat if you enjoyed the selection of stories that we had. If you're watching on replay, drop those comments. As always, it's all about good time. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope you join us then. This has been episode 616, May 7th, 2024. Until next time, stay secure. I hope you enjoyed the Jaw Jacking. Be sure to check out the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Briefing happening every single weekday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., where you can get the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, network with other professionals, and then stay for the Jaw Jacking just like you saw. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. See you in the next one.